2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
That's a look from earlier on as the Nets head to the locker room. They're in no mood to let this game get away from them on their home floor.
Thanks very much. Now, improving NBA officiating has gone high-tech. Today, the NBA uses the proprietary game review system, which is broken down from double-digit camera angles. Analysts spend a day or two dissecting each game. And Kevin, that data is used for evaluating, training, and communication with the teams.
Isn't that something? I mean, every day there's something new. Fascinating stuff, DA. Thank you. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. On the block, it's Tucker next to Embiid. Harden out there with Tyrese Maxey. And it's Harris in at the small forward spot. And for the Nets, the guard set is Irving and Curry. Simmons is out there with Durant. And it's Claxton in at the center, filling out the middle. You can feel the excitement for the new season. And Greg, when you were playing, is there an opening day that really stands out in your mind?
Back in '95, I think it was, we started the season with back-to-back wins. And the team was feeling good. Then we promptly lost 21 straight.
Curry gets the bucket.
Kyrie Irving understands how to find an open teammate, puts it exactly where it needs to be.
To the wing right side. Here's Maxey. A second chance effort. Out to the right wing. Fires the three. Brooklyn with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Nobody near Irving. No good on the triple.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Harden dishes to Harris. The tray. The 76ers with another miss. Brooklyn's gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. On its way from Irving for 2. James Harden with the rebound.
Well, certainly not the best defensive effort, but this guy can't make them pay for their laziness.
And Kyrie Irving, a Picasso with the ball in his hands. And like a lot of genius-level creators, he marches to the beat of his own drum.
Philadelphia's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. And stolen by Simmons. 4-on-3 break. Here's Curry. And it's good, assisting on the play with Simmons. Curry's got 5 points so far.
You can tell Simmons is a guy who, from the moment he picked up a basketball, has been a point guard by nature.
And that was the Mobile One drive. Well worth a second look.
And the awareness of his footwork and body on that drive. Wow.
Good work there as it goes.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
You have got to put a body on somebody. We talk about it ad nauseum, but you've got to be disciplined with the box outs.
Pass to Simmons. Durant kicks to Simmons. Wants to get it to KD and does. And it goes down 2 points. And you know, Greg, Kyrie sometimes is just a tough guy to figure out.
And the danger is pulling too much in your own direction. Even he confessed regrets about in Cleveland withdrawing from teammates and isolating himself. All part of growth.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. To the right side. And Tucker kicks to Harden. Harris passes to Maxey. A three-pointer, no good.
Not a single shot has gone down this period. It is the very definition of ice cold.
Embiid finds Maxey. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And for a big man, Embiid sees the floor as well as any big. Recognizes when one of his guys has an opening for a shot.
Pass to Curry. Teardrop shot. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his third assist on the night.
Well, the touch and the focus. What a pretty move in the lane.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
And after all the drama and wanting out, Kyrie Irving remains a net. Feels like a bit of a farewell tour, but winning can heal all, and you never know what the future may hold, especially with Kyrie.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. George Niang, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Matisse Thybulle comes in for Joel Embiid. Korkmaz, he's checked in for Maxey. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for James Harden. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
First personal foul.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
So far, they've moved the ball well, leading to open, high-percentage looks. Lots of assists in this one.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
And it does a world of good for them to have Harris getting busy inside. Gives them that inside-out edge they're looking for.
First quarter.
Passes it to Thybulle. Over Harris. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
And the foul called on Korkmaz. That is his first foul of the game. Getting another opportunity here to see that powerful rejection.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
Here's Mills. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The 76ers trailed by 5. Thybulle kicks to Korkmaz. Back to Thybulle. The pass to Melton. From outside the arc, bangs home the trifecta.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Warren on the wing. Back to Mills. They get a hand on it. And now Philadelphia on the break. That ties it up. Melton's got his second basket of the night.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Harris inside, defended by Thybulle.
First personal foul.
For Brooklyn, they have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight.
And a season ago at the charity stripe, this is a group that shot an impressive 81%.
And Greg, the Philadelphia 76ers have made it very clear that they are all in on a title run.
And their front office has been very focused on trying to get top-tier talent on this roster. After the trust the process era, they're now aggressively pursuing titles here in Philly.
Korkmaz, no good. For Brooklyn, they've gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Thomas's shot is off.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And the basket by Harris.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Sumner, defended by Milton. And DeAnthony Melton picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Nets shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
At the line 2 times.
That one is off. And he's good on the second. 6 seconds left in the first. Milton kicks to Melton. Over Thomas. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far.
76ers, 15. Now heading onto the floor, your Brooklyn
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
The guard set is Irving and Curry. Durant is out there with Simmons. And it's Claxton in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Here's KD. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got his 5th rebound in this one. Takes a 3. A shot by Milton, no good. And there's a foul. Will go on Shake Milton.
First personal foul.
That's his first foul.
Team foul.
The Nets with the lead. Irving finds Simmons. Back to Irving, beyond the arc, and it's good, assisting on the play with Simmons. Simmons got 3 assists in the game.
And Simmons is an asset in so many ways. Maybe most of all, his defense.
Well, unequivocally, Greg, this guy can guard 1 through 4. And I'm going to say because of the length and the strength he has, in a pinch, he could also guard most 5s. He's terrific on the defensive glass, and he can put a ton of pressure on you in his transition game. Like, this guy is a special talent. When you think of Seth Curry, you're thinking shooting. But there, what a pretty pass to find the open man.
Milton the pass to Maxey. Embiid trying to break loose. That is good. And the Nets' lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Maxey. Irving kicks to Simmons. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Ben Simmons is so skilled at using his athleticism and strength to draw the contact. How about the end-one opportunity?
The 76ers making a switch here. Eibel's checked in. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Oh, and with all the gifted range shooters in this league, Doris, it seems like in the clutch, more teams go for those long-distance, quote-unquote, Hail Mary threes rather than 2 quick field goals inside.
Well, it makes sense if you have guys who work on those types of shots. We see Stephen Curry do this all the time. But I don't always agree that that should be the play. If you have the time, go for high-percentage 2-point looks.
Here's Claxton. Outside, Simmons. Irving for 3. And it's good, assisting on the play with Simmons. Irving's got the lead up to 9 now for the Nets. Thibault, the pass to Tucker. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Maxey finds Harden. Lets it go with a 3. Tucker can't get it to go.
I know he wants to answer the 3 that was just made on the other end, but he can't let that affect his judgment. He's got to find the best shot possible.
Some power coming from the PG.
That's right, GA. Seeing more and more of that these days. Backcourt guys who can elevate.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Kevin Durant learned an important lesson at age 11. His dad cooked him one-on-one, dunking on him and talking trash. Durant started crying and he locked himself in his room, but he came to realize, what am I so mad at? It's good to be passionate, but channel it. Once you're off the court, leave it and go back to being you. Kevin?
Good advice. David, thanks.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
So impressive is the athleticism of Ben Simmons.
Here's Thibault. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
Boy, you think about a team that was as heavily laden with talent as the Brooklyn Nets were when they had Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. But obviously injuries played a part. The big trade happens. A lot of bumps in the road for a roster that looked built to contend.
Down low. Thibault finds Maxey. Harden outside. to halt the run, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. So for the Nets, Warren's checked in for Nicholas Claxton, and it's Mills in for Seth Curry. And the 76ers also making a change. Niang's checked in. A steal. Here's Maxey. He's got 5. And here's Harden for 3. It's hauled in by Warren. Despite the Nets shifting lineup scores, they're still fairly dominant.
Well, that's a credit to their organization. You have to be able to push aside the drama, shut out the noise, and when the ball is tipped, just focus on the game right in front of you.
That was the 2K drive, as that move deserved another look.
And despite the double-digit lead, still in attack mode, getting their feet wet there in the paint.
Niang, the 76ers with another miss. And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. After this one, they're off to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
A lot to like about the way they're playing right now, but still plenty of time left.
You do like that the offense is humming along. They're putting in the effort to distance themselves.
Timeout called the 76ers. Greg Ben Simmons, one of 4 players in the entire history of the NBA to average at least 7 rebounds and 7 assists per game through his first 4 seasons.
Think about it, joining Magic Johnson, Oscar Robertson, and Luka Doncic. That is some pretty elite level company.
O'Neal's checked in for Brooklyn. Joe Harris comes in for Patty Mills. And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for George Niang. Tobias Harris comes in for Matisse Thybulle. Korkmaz, he's checked in for Maxey. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for James Harden.
And hit on the way up. Embiid's strong physically, but also mentally able to keep his focus.
And there's the call on Tobias Harris. That'll be his second foul of the game. Harris kicks to Warren.
And that's the tough part of trying to keep him on the floor. Now he picks up that 3rd foul.
The Nets shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. First one falls for him.
And some added toughness on the roster. Something Philly knew they needed after last year's playoffs. The hope is adding scrappy veterans like P.J. Tucker and DeAnthony Melton will help them further this go-round.
And Kevin Durant has talked about the Big 15 for the Nets, but Doris depth has been a concern.
Yes, but give Kevin Durant credit because he understands that he cannot win a championship by himself. An organization has got to manage payroll with big contracts and then find bargain role players. It's going to be a key to achieving their goals.
The Nets have gone 5 of 8 from the charity stripe here tonight.
Guys, when you think about Joe Harris, he has become one of the most reliable, most efficient, most feared three-point shooters. This from a guy who was on the verge of being out of the NBA altogether at one point.
Here's Korkmaz. The shot misses. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. And there's the foul. Will go on P.J. Tucker. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. And last season, the Nets were a favorite to win it all. But, Greg, a first-round sweep by the Celtics proved a very rude awakening.
And Kyrie missing so many games. How about Harden wanting out? Hard to build chemistry and continuity. That has to be the focus moving forward.
And it's Warren with the jam.
Well, you have to love the effort from T.J. Warren. This guy gets up the court in a flash to finish strong in transition.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Tucker the pass to Melton. It's good from long range. Melton's got 8 points.
Outstanding pass, on time and on target.
Irving kicks to Harris. This one for 3. And Irving gets it to go on the assist from Harris.
Well, there is a special nature to Kyrie Irving's ability to answer back with the three.
There's Korkmaz, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for Brooklyn. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This home crowd is elated about what they've seen so far. I'm Ernie Johnson. That should keep Ben Simmons putting in some incredible work. He had 12 points, 2 steals, and 3 rebounds. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, it comes down to confidence. From the opening tip, these guys had that swag. They had the attitude that you can't beat us.
And it's just about...
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Ben Simmons in this game, he's been everywhere.
What a menace he was on defense through the first 2 quarters. Just disrupting everything.
Well, it was about effort and anticipation. Hard to get into an offensive rhythm when you know this guy is lurking.
Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. On the block, it's Tucker next to Embiid. Tyrese Maxey out there with Harden, and it's Harris in at the 3. 5 to shoot. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Maxey's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the 76ers. Outside, Simmons feeds to Curry. And it's good, assisting on the play with Simmons. Simmons got his 6th assist on the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Oh, what an impressive dribble drive. That replay brought to you by Mobile One.
And it's plays like that, Kevin, that show you why they are so far ahead. Didn't settle for anything outside and went right to the rim. Aggressive move coming out of the half, penetrating into the heart of the defense.
And I've got to believe that was something they talked about during the break. Get him some good looks into the paint, get into the heart of the defense. Beautiful.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
And here is Simmons. He's got 12. The shot by KD. No good.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Doris, let me ask you this. Is Kevin Durant the greatest scoring forward ever?
I think he is, Kevin, but I also think that limits his greatness, because when Kevin Durant is done and you consider the combination of his handle, his shooting, and the size, we've never seen that combination to this level. He will go down as one of the greatest ever, regardless of attribute you're trying to assign to him.
George Niang, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Harden the pass to Niang. Here's Maxey. The 76ers again can't hit it.
This guy just can't find his rhythm, and you look up at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
Curry gets the bucket.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. The Nets have tremendous talent, of course, but there have been some challenges. KD says, I know the fans have high expectations for us, but if you're a fan, you'll appreciate Nets basketball and what we're trying to build, and you'll follow us along this journey because you never know what may happen. Kevin, back to you.
Great. David, thank you.
And guys, we've become accustomed to this. Embiid's a dynamic scorer who's comfortable shouldering the offensive load.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
On the wing, Harris. There's the feed to Embiid. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Embiid's got 8 points in the quarter.
And showcasing that overwhelming strength, Embiid is so skilled at finishing over the aggressive defense.
Here's Harden. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Thomas comes in for Simmons, and Edmund Sumner's subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Here's Thomas, and again it's Brooklyn converting.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Outside, Maxey. For three, Harris. Brooklyn with the rebound. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Thomas with the ball, and it's Harden picking him up and finished off by KD.
That's about positioning and length, and Kevin Durant gets up and is ready for the throwdown.
Pass to Embiid. In the corner, it's Harris. Another miss by Philadelphia. Nets leading by 20. And the foul on Harden. That is his first foul of the game. And a new group in for the Nets. O'Neal's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Warren comes in for Kevin Durant. Harris is checked in for Thomas. It's Mills in for Curry. And then for Philadelphia, Matisse Thybulle checked in for George Niang. Korkmaz comes in for Maxey. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for James Harden. Here's Sumner.
2 minutes to play.
Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got 3 assists in the game. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Nets.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. That aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
And Embiid, no good on that one. Well, Greg, what can you say about Joel Embiid's growth from a leadership perspective? Pretty impressive, isn't it?
Tremendous, Kevin. Carrying the Sixers with everything they went through. Even though he came in second in MVP voting 2 years in a row, no player more important to his team than Joel Embiid.
Sinks the three-pointer.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
And that one, good.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Here's Warren, and it's Warren with the jam.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
And here's Harris from the arc. And the 76ers get it back. That one, no good. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run. O'Neal, that's a two-pointer. No good. Now the 76ers take it the other way. To the middle. Melton passes to Embiid. He makes his 10th basket of the night from the field. He has missed 2 shots from the floor.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Mills can't hit. Mills is gone. 1 of 3 shooting so far. Melton kicks to Korkmaz. Over Harris. That one a little long.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets holding a 22-point lead as the
48.
And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. The guard set is Irving and Curry. And Simmons is out there with Durant, and it's Harris in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. And another great look at the 2K drive. Harris passes to Harden, out to the wing. Here's Maxey. And it's off from 3-point range. Brooklyn's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Count that bucket.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Pass to Tucker. Inside. Here's Harris. Drops in the layup for 2. And that's now 6 points for Tobias Harris.
And difficult to convert in the face of that kind of D. Harris isn't afraid to take the tough shots, and never has been.
Irving passes to Simmons, and the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Oh, picked up his 4th foul. Maybe have to scale back his aggressiveness with plenty of time left in this one.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Claxton's checked in. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 10 assists here tonight. So active.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Harris outside. Over to the left wing. Tucker. And airballs the triple. That one was way off. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Tyrese Maxey. That's foul number 2 for him.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
So for the Nets, Sharp's checked in for Simmons. Edwards comes in for Harris. And Thomas subbed in for Curry. And then for Philadelphia, Bassey's checked in. And it's George Niang in for P.J. Tucker.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
First personal foul.
Isn't it great? The NBA is becoming a global product. As more games are scheduled overseas. George, any locations you'd like to go to call a game? Maybe you and I could do a game in the Bahamas. How does that sound?
I love it, Kevin. If they're tipping it up, I'd love to be there. And think about it, beyond the travel and the opportunity to see the world, the opportunity to expose new fans to this game that we love so much, certainly not something to take lightly.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
And we're around 2 minutes into the 4th quarter here. Here's Edwards. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Edwards got 4 points now in the quarter.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
The shot's good from Milton.
Listen, even average three-point shooters are going to make that shot. Defense must be better.
Yeah, that's got them over the limit with a lot of time still left. They're going to have to tone it down, or they may end up giving up a lot of free throws here.
Free throw, good, Irving.
What we know, guys, unequivocally, is when Kyrie Irving feels good about the team he's playing on and the situation he's in, he's one of the league's toughest players to deal with.
To the left side wing. Right side, Maxey. Back to Milton. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Outside, House. Wow, came this close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt.
And even with the ratings going strong, the younger generations often cord-cutting. How does the NBA engage that audience?
Kevin, I think making game action trend on social media and when big moments happen for maybe a small fee, allow people to be a part of it. It's like highlights, but live.
The Nets making a switch here. Sumner's checked in.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
The Nets have gotten every shot they've taken so far in the 4th quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. Thomas gets the bucket.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Here's Niang. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The Nets have gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the fourth. A perfect 6 for 6.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
Now, here's Milton. Not a lot of room. Maxey, no good.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Here's Sumner, defended by Milton. Greg, you think of everything that goes into making it to the NBA as a player. Did it come easy for you, or was it all work?
It's easy, really, to overlook the grind, but when you love the game, all those hours in the lab don't feel quite like work. At least not until you start getting a little longer in the tooth.
Out to the right wing. Here's Maxey. Another miss by Philadelphia.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net. Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Milton finds Maxey. The 76ers again can't hit it.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way because hoisting from three is not the answer.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Nets.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Kyrie Irving.
He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
Mills, he's checked in for the Nets. Then for the 76ers, Reed is checked in for George Niang. And it's Korkmaz in for Maxey.
At the line, Cameron Thomas.
That free throw good from Thomas.
2 times.
And both free throws good for Thomas. Philadelphia's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Here's Reed. Another miss by Philadelphia. They are enjoying a commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
And the first one at the line is good.
Shooting 2.
And both free throws good for Thomas. And the 76ers with possession. 34 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here is House. Back to Milton. Just 5 on the clock. House, the pass to Korkmaz. From deep. No good that time. Mills looking it over.
Philadelphia foul. Paul Reed. First personal foul. At the line.
First free throw is good.
One of the best parts about Patty Mills is his adaptability to the club's needs. You need him to come off the bench and be that leader on the second team, he can do that. You need him to be a spot starter, he can do that as well. He is about team first.
Reed. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.